Hi, this is Jerry, and I've got a question for you. Have you ever said something in anger that took only a few seconds to speak, but it took months or even years to repair? Welcome to Proverbs 14:29. I believe that anger is probably one of the strongest emotions that God ever gave us. It can alert us to injustice and wrongdoing. But when anger controls us instead of controlling it, trouble usually follows. What King Solomon was teaching us here is that wisdom is revealed not by how we react, but how wisely we respond to a situation. Now, the first part of this verse says, "He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding." You see, being slow to wrath does not mean never getting angry. It means taking time to understand the situation before you react. Wise people pause and think. They may even pray and consider the facts before speaking or saying anything or even acting anything out. A person with understanding realizes that there might be more to the story. You have to say to yourself, what am I missing here? Your emotions can be clouded in judgment. Step back a moment and take a look at it from an outside view. Harsh words often make the problem worse. Words that are very difficult to take back. Patience usually leads to better decisions. The second part of this verse says, "He that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly." Now, a hasty spirit is a quick-tempered, impulsive, and easily offended. What King Solomon was trying to teach us here, he's saying such behavior exalts or displays foolishness for everyone who can see you. They all see it. You see, when people lose their temper, has this ever happened to you when you lost your temper? Things like they often say things that they regret, words that you just can't take back. They damage relationships, friends you'd give most anything to have back in your life. They make poor decisions. Have you ever said, "If only I wouldn't have done this"? And they have a lack of self-control. Wisdom does not remove emotions. Wisdom governs emotions. Now, in ancient Jewish times, teachers often taught, and they often said, what a person's character is revealed, when it's really revealed, it's when they're provoked. You see, anyone can appear wise when life is easy, but true wisdom shows itself when emotions are running high. Ever been there? A Greek philosopher, Aristotle, said or observed, "Anybody can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, and in the right way, now that's not easy." If you take anything away from this verse at all, a wise person controls their temper. A foolish person lets their temper control them. A strong person in a room is often not the loudest, but the one who remains calm when everyone else is losing control. There was once a story about husband who proudly announced, "I've learned to control my temper." And his wife asked him, "Really, how?" And he replied, "Every time I get angry, I count to 10. And she smiled and said, "Does it work?" And he answered, "Well, usually, but sometimes I count so loudly that everyone knows that I'm still mad." Now, counting to 10 might help, but letting God guide our hearts, that works so much better. Let me leave you with this closing thought. Patience is not weakness. It is strength under control. When you slow down your anger, you make room for wisdom to come in. A calm spirit can solve problems that an angry spirit only makes worse. Now, this verse will be on the screen. Read it out loud if you can. Have a great day.